Welcome, everyone. Today, we are looking at a truly massive overhaul for one of the most advanced jets on the planet, the F-35 Lightning II. It's an incredible story of ambition, but also some really high-stakes challenges. And hey, if you want to stay on top of developments just like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
So listen to this. That's not just some cool line for a movie trailer. That is the actual goal of this huge F-35 upgrade. We're talking about something so ambitious it could literally change the game. But this isn't just a story about a faster jet or a bigger bomb. No, this is about a really radical bet that the future of air superiority won't be won with steel, but with software.
But, to really get why this upgrade is so huge, we first have to understand the problem it was built to solve. Air combat is all about reach and reaction time. And for the first time in a long time, America was seriously at risk of being outranged.
And that challenge really came into focus with new fifth-generation competitors, especially China's J-20 Mighty Dragon. Now, what you see here highlights a really important difference in how these jets were designed. The F-35, it was born as this multi-role flying computer, a single piece in a giant information network. The J-20, on the other hand, was built for a much more direct mission, to be a long-range interceptor designed to control massive areas of sky. And that design choice led to this critical number. The J-20 carries something called the PL-15 missile, and its reported range is over 200 kilometers. Now, that created a huge problem. All of a sudden, a major competitor could potentially see and shoot at American jets before they could even shoot back.
Okay, so how do you solve a problem like that?
Well, America's answer came in two parts. And the first one was pretty straightforward. You build a longer spear. And here it is. Meet the AIM 260 or JATM. This thing is the direct answer to that PL-15. It's designed to be carried not just by the F-35 and F-22, but even older jets like the Super Hornet. We're talking a classified range of at least 200 kilometers and a blistering speed of Mach 5. It is built from the ground up to take back the advantage.
And this quote just nails the leap in capability. The old missile, the AMRAAM, was the best in the world for decades. But according to analysis from folks at Aviation Week, the AIM 260's engagement zone is basically double that. So that whole range problem, it looks solved. But that was really just the beginning.
Right, because having a longer spear is great, but you also need a warrior who can use it better than anyone else. And that meant the F-35 itself needed a massive upgrade. Not to its engine, not to its stealth skin, but to its actual brain. That upgrade is called Technology Refresh 3, or TR3. And honestly, the best way to think about it is like this. Imagine trying to run today's most advanced apps on a smartphone from, say, 2015. It's just not going to work, right? The F-35's original computer was hitting that same wall. TR3 is basically open-heart surgery on the jet's electronics, giving it a brand new brain with way more processing power and memory.
And this is how all the pieces fit together. TR3, that's the hardware foundation. That powerful new hardware then lets them install a massive software update called Block 4. And it's Block 4 that actually unlocks over 75 new warfighting capabilities. The key thing to remember is that one completely depends on the other. No TR3 means no Block 4. Simple as that.
So, what do these new capabilities actually look like in a real fight? Well, this is where the F-35 really starts to morph from just a fighter jet into something more, like a networked command center that also happens to be a long-range arsenal. And it starts with some simple math. Thanks to a new adapter they're called Sidekick, the F-35 can now carry 6 air-to-air missiles inside its weapons bay, up from 4. That's a 50% boost in firepower without creating any extra drag or messing with its stealthy profile. That's huge.
But the real game changer is the intelligence of its new weapons. Block 4 brings in the Long-Range Anti-Ship Missile, the LRASM, which can actually coordinate swarm attacks on enemy ships all by itself. It adds the AIGM-ER, a weapon that just relentlessly hunts down enemy radar systems. And it brings in the Stormbreaker Smart Bomb, which can hit moving targets in literally any weather. We're talking about a quantum leap in what this jet can do.
So, all of this incredible new tech, all these new capabilities, they all hinge on that one thing, the new computer brain, TR3. But this is where the grand vision ran headfirst into a very messy reality. You see, inventing the future of air combat is one thing. Actually building it, that's a whole other ballgame. And the TR3 upgrade hit a colossal roadblock. So the heart of the problem was this. The hardware, the actual computer chips and wiring, was ready. But the software, the millions of lines of code needed to make it all work, was not. Lockheed Martin was building brand new F-35s with the TR-3 computers installed, but the code to make them fully combat-ready was just incredibly complex and unstable.
And that led to a situation that is just, well, it's almost hard to believe. Throughout 2023 and into 2024, over 100 brand new factory-fresh F-35s rolled off the assembly line and were immediately flown to storage, totally unable to be delivered to combat units. And what's the value of all those grounded jets? Roughly $10 billion. On a program that people already call the trillion-dollar program, insiders started calling this the billion-dollar parking lot. It was a genuine crisis that threatened the entire upgrade effort. This timeline really shows you how severe the delays got. It started with that delivery halt in mid-2023, but it just cascaded from there. By 2025, you had reports describing the software development as stagnated. Full operational testing, which is a huge milestone, got pushed back to 2026. And now, some of the advanced Block 4 capabilities they originally promised for the mid-2020s, well, they might not show up until the 2030s. And this wasn't just rumors. The Pentagon's own top testing office confirmed how bad the problem was. A really scathing report said the TR-3 software suffered from chronic stability deficiencies and was, for a lot of 2025, predominantly unusable. That was a crystal clear signal that this code was nowhere near ready for combat. So this brings us right to the central conflict of the entire F-35 program. On one hand, you have this revolutionary vision for a jet that can sense, think, and coordinate across an entire battlefield. But on the other hand, you have the incredibly difficult, real-world challenge of writing and testing the millions of lines of code that make that vision come to life. The F-35 program is really a multi-billion-dollar bet, a bet that the key to winning in the air tomorrow isn't just about having a better airframe, but about having better information. The idea is that the winner of the next conflict will be the one who can process data and make decisions faster than anyone else. These delays show just how risky that bet is, but the incredible capabilities of Block 4 show the potential reward if they get it right. So what do you all think? We'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments section. And hey, if you found this breakdown useful, please do us a huge favor and like, share, and subscribe to the Global Warwatch Network. It really does help support our work. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer. You can also join our community on social media. All the links for that are down in the description. We'll see you next time.